What it is, good people, it is the Bad Wolf. Y'all know who I am. All right. So I just want you guys to know I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Sorry, just kind of woke up and jumped right into recording. So sorry if I don't have my face on. But in all realness, guys, thank you guys for helping me to get this channel to where it is and to where it's going. Um, and yes, to answer some of the questions out there, of course, this channel should be a whole lot more popular. It should be more well known. We know that, between the YouTube censoring and the cabal government programs, etc., and their little AI attacks and in my comment sections and whatever else, and their little paid shill YouTube channels against me. You must be doing something right when there's so much chatter about you, but yet the information is not spreading like wildfire. Kind of on the nose, guys. If you guys want to do a consultation, maybe I'll tell you how it really should be done because you guys suck at it. Okay? Okay. With that being said, to all other people who enjoy this information and content, I appreciate you. Remember, it is education and entertainment from your favorite non-belligerent, non-combatant, treaty with the United States, peaceful individual, private citizen, Lord of Levitica, private judge, attorney in fact, baby daddy to one that I know of. The Bad Wolf. Let's get into it. So, this is my prediction when it comes to the banking scenario. This is what I see. I see that the latest guy who's been installed into the Federal Reserve is, which we already know, on crypto. I knew this probably almost 10 years ago, 8 years ago, probably. And they're going to help facilitate a change where the Federal Reserve is going to have to evolve. United States will lead the world in crypto. So if you guys who are watching right now, if you guys want to be ahead of the curve and to make that cheddar, you need to be taking this information seriously. They're going to want to get people off of paper money. It's too limiting. They'll use whatever excuse in the book. Oh, it's dirty, and there's cocaine on there, and it's been in strippers' butts, and all true stuff. And it has viruses on it, and that's, la la la. We should go to a more clean society, and it impacts the cotton industry and the ink and the wood and the la 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 la. They'll come up with all that. When it's time for those people who don't want to really jump, they're just going to say, well, here's an incentive. We'll give you, a $500 or $1,000, digital switchover fee for your account, or we'll give you a monthly incentive of $250 by getting a digital account. And then eventually they'll just say, okay, well, in the next 5 to 10 years, paper money will be phased out. Everything will be online accounts, everything will be cold storage, hard accounts, which then leads to the banks. The banks are going to start to consolidate, and you're going to see a lot of those locations turn into housing locations and units. You're going to see the same thing with a lot of these public school buildings. A lot of those are going to close up and they're going to turn into places to put high-rise buildings. Some of the schools will be converted into old folks' homes, or, same thing with old malls. They'll be renovated or torn down. The banks themselves, like I said, the few that do survive will be a lot of them will be like internet cafes. That'll be the kitschy cool thing. There'll be places where if you get locked out of your account or you have problems with, identity theft or whatever else, um, you'll be able to go into a physical place present your identification and get your accounts and things squared away, set up, renewed, whatever else. So another aspect of it, and Putin already said this publicly, is that the United States, meaning the corporation, because he knows what's really going on, will be dumping its debt. Now, I don't know how the elite feel about this, but it seems like America, in one way, is getting a whole lot better while dragging worse things in its wake with it. But I do believe that that is the master plan, is that United States will exchange Bitcoin and understand the United States itself directly is not the forerunner with, and let me say this carefully here because we're getting to the good stuff. The United States government isn't pushing, it's going to dump its debt by acquiring quantities of Bitcoin. The rest of the world, like Europe, is already on it, South America, even Asia, not all of them, not everybody's in the know. That's one of the things about this channel. I always try to bring you guys things that I either hear directly or through another party so that you guys can be ahead of the curve. That's also one of the reasons why they like to suppress my channel and information. But at the same time, there's also those insiders and agencies that are also on my side and like this information and would like to know how I'm getting this information. Is that not right, boys? So the United States will dump a large percentage of its debt. I don't think they're going to be able to dump all of it, but they're going to dump a lot of it under the guise of crypto. Yeah. I know what you're saying. Well, the government's been against crypto since day one. Have they? Is that what they want you to believe? This is what they want you to see. You don't think the whole world is a stage? Education, entertainment, dreamland. This is just my thoughts. So, if I was the US government and I wanted to actually have, I no longer wanted certain nations and individuals around the world pulling my strings because hell, even the devil dog, the hellhound, which is the American or the United States corporation, gets tired of being on a leash. No one wants three owners pulling your leash in different directions. It gets old, even for the devil dog. So if that's the case, you got to get the leash off, and the leash is the debt. So, according to Putin and my sources, the United States will be dumping a lot of its debt so that the asset, which is the United States, our land, the people, will still be owned and controlled by the United States government, but the United States government won't be controlled by other factions. Those factions will have to re earn their place at the table. Be careful the devil dog that you feed. So that leads me into my next thing. This may be controversial. So we're going to gaze it as education. Do your own research. I think, and through communications, have reason to believe, just my theory, that the United States government is responsible for Bitcoin, Facebook, and other programs that we use on a daily basis. I don't believe there is exactly a Satoshi who created Bitcoin. My thought, as somebody who was going to go into this world of covert operations and intelligence and things of that nature. My theory is that the United States government has funded and seeded all of these technologies and things of its own nature. I think it's been ahead of us on the public side and sector nearly every step of the way. Ergo, I think that everything and anything that happens on United States soil was either done by clandestine sections of the government directly, or the elite using our government and its resources. I don't think anything here whatsoever happened accidentally or coincidentally or whatever. And you can use that around the board. I won't go into all the possible avenues where that applies, but if you look at Facebook, the fact that they were suppressing people, and then when they went to the Senate meetings on it, they were like, well, we were told to do it by the government. I think that technology was put in place by them. Also, Facebook is blue. That's one of their colors is that they use for certain operations like that. It's a blue op, we'll say. You look at some of these face programs. What will you look like when you're being aged, and you know, uh, put in your birth year, and they're gathering information on everybody. Go ahead and well, I mean, you won't see any difference, but go ahead, type in gold, and search for that and how to buy it and this, that, and the other. You'll be on one of their databases too. Go ahead and be on Facebook or TikTok or whatever and talk too jazzy about the government. You'll be on it. They've had all of this stuff for years. Before even the internet was out on the public side, they were using it and everything was dot mil. So if we have the internet now, what do they have? Because the government doesn't give up anything unless they've got something 100 times better. It's facts. And I learned that's from a lot of my military peeps. Not average military peeps, military peeps. So I think that even though we're witnessing the down spiral of Bitcoin, it was a blue herring. Something you create, you throw out, you see how people work with it, and then you tweak it. And then you create that to be burnable, but it has a life of its own. And that's okay too, because they still have the strings on it. I don't think that they're directly Bitcoin. I think that they influenced, helped the technology, moved it along, created a whole little scheme to be against Bitcoin a little bit, kind of like what's going on with XRP. And they're purposely keeping the price low for now. But see, never underestimate the greed of the next man. They need XRP to be the rail system for the financial system. And that's going to be worldwide. Everything's going to roll on that. It's the gateway to making money move faster, and they need that. It has to happen. Swift is dead. It's outdated. It's expensive. They don't want to get rid of Swift right away because they want to transition it. And a lot of money is being made by those expensive fees. And if you guys didn't know, when you send money, the reason why it takes so long is because those monies are hitting interchanges, central banks, boop, boopity boop, boop. But while they're sitting there, they're making money off your money. You've essentially transferred your money to them for them to use. And even if they only make a couple cents off of your couple dollars off of your money, they're making a whole lot of money on everybody's money. If I don't have the money and money comes through me and I hold your money for 24 hours, 10 hours, I can play that on the exchange and make some money and then hand off all of your money over here to your grandma in the Ozarks or wherever. Meanwhile, I just made some money. Bitcoin or XRP kind of eliminates that to a degree, and it's cost you $40. Like, yeah, what it cost me, $40 to do a wire transfer for with XRP, it would be like $1, $2, and instant. I had to wait 12 hours to send it one state over to do a wire transfer. Where was my money in all that time? And they said it could take up to 24 hours. Hmm. A lot of the banks in the future, like I said, it's going to be there. You're going to have more banking power in your hands. That's going to be very good. It's going to be very bad. But also, you have to remember that then, once everything goes digital, all of that will be traceable and trackable. Don't believe what people tell you when they say, oh, the dark web and you can't, they can't trace these keys. If I talk to the government right now and I ask them to find the Bitcoin that's out there in my name to the tune of 7.8, no, came down a little bit, about $5.2 million sitting there right now, they would find it. You guys don't understand the game. You guys don't know how to do commerce. And these other Martian mud monkey gurus out there who, if they are legitimately not being paid by the government and they're against me, it's because they're lame and they're sad. And they see that I'm giving you guys the truth, uncut, blue magic. And they don't like that because people are starting to see through their bullshit. I've been solid since day one, and that's why I plan to stay on Bing as long as I choose to do this. But to each their own. I would highly advise you guys to take a deep look at the information I give you guys because there's a lot more there than what you guys realize. Blacksite32.com, lots of fire information. JamesCLovett.com, lots and lots of fire videos to download. This information at one point in time would have made me extra infamous in the wealthy circle, and it would have made me extra wealthy. Back in the day, nobody knew what a 508 was unless you were the elite, irrevocable trust or unincorporated association, how to get a 98 number. All this stuff that's now kind of somewhat casual and in the know amongst our group was not known years ago. I made a choice. I turned down companies and people offering me a lot of money to keep it private and to be private or just work for them with this information. I also knew that a lot of people watching this, would not understand it, not overstand its value and power, scoff. You got your, haters, and you got the people who work for the system who think that they're doing a good job by trying to suppress and talk jazzy about me on their little platforms, but they're part of the game too. They're being played and they don't even realize it. And that's the funniest thing. When you get high enough into this, you start really seeing how the game is played. And sometimes I just laugh. But I too have learned to play the game back. But have they caught on yet? Oh, you'll catch up. Not you guys. You guys are good. You guys are right where you're supposed to be. The ones who like to watch my every YouTube channel and have their AIs, AI systems analyze me and this information. You'll catch up. You'll get there. So say what you guys want, do what you guys want to do, but if you're trying to be ahead of the curve, and by that I mean live a better life, and by that I mean make some money and run at the front of the pack, you have to really look at all these videos. These videos, this channel, me, all of it, and you guys are the key that's opening up a new timeline of a wealth shift, power shift from the few to the many. Need to start investing. You may call the new digital age this, that, and the other, but back in the day, they said that, debit cards and credit cards were never going to work. Oh, but the time that people said, but they're faster, it's easier. You don't have to worry about having so much money on you on the streets and getting robbed, et cetera, et cetera. There's a time when they said the horseless carriage wasn't going to be anything. Guys, the future is always going to be faster, more efficient, more finite, because that is human nature. Bigger, faster, better, stronger, etc. But there are also a lot of dynamics that are not great. Stuff like that, I'll be talking about on my other channel, Badwolf Unrestricted on YouTube. Join me over there. For those people who don't know, I also have two other Facebook groups now, legitimate ones. The Badwolf, one word, unincorporated. The Badwolf Unrestricted. There's a lot of people out there trying to pretend to be me. Those aren't me. If they're all in your DMs answering all of your questions or hitting on you or asking you for pictures or money or to invest in this and that, it's not me. I do not have time for that. I'll answer a question here or there, and it'll always be this is what it is. Do a consult or hit Blacksite 32 or jameslovett.com. So that's just my take. Not terribly long video, but informative. So hopefully you guys can overstand the information. And here's one of the things. When you know something's going to happen, you know how people make money is by being in front of the wave and not behind the wave. When you know something's for sure going to happen, an up, a down, and all around, especially in the stock market, that's how you make money. But do as you please. And for those people asking, yes, we will be having more Zoom paid conferences. Go to Black Site 32, click on the conference page. If you guys, like those, you want more of those, email me. Let me know. Put it in the comments because we can talk about investing. We can talk about, a lot of things that aren't really made for the public. I'll talk to you guys later.